Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome. I am Manisha from Leverage IELTS, brought to you by Leverage Edu. I'm one of the IELTS trainers here, and I'm here to help you with the writing module. So, learners, to talk about writing, do you think that writing is a module that troubles you a lot? And that's one module that majority of learners get stuck with 6.5, and they cannot move up and beyond. Is it? Would you agree to that? I believe most of you would, because majority of the learners who come to us and who've been there with us so far have this query, and they always have this query that when it comes to writing, why is it that I am unable to score 7 plus, or I cannot easily score 7 plus? What's the reason? So let me tell you that there are a few reasons behind this, but the major reason is that we do not understand the parameters well. We do not have appropriate knowledge when it comes to those parameters that you assessed on, and writing is really subjective, right? And it's not that it's not black and white that you have the correct answer, so 1 point allotted, and if it's incorrect, then zero allotted. It's not like that. You need to understand those minute details that are highlighted in those parameters. And in the sessions, we share it with you in detail. We highlight each and every bit of it, right? But today, here, let me compile, I would say, and summarize those parameters for you in those 5 steps that I'm going to share today live here with you. Okay. Now, very first thing, C learners, there are different ways of approaching writing. We are not talking about how to approach or how to analyze a question when it comes to writing. I did that in the previous webinar. You can definitely go and watch it on our YouTube channel, right? On this specific channel that you've just joined in. Now, first step, when I talk of those 5 steps that I'm going to give you today to work on your writing module and just quickly get over with those 6 or 6.5 and make it 7 plus or 8 plus easily, that's what number one is: the standard structure. Are you even aware of the standard structure? Majority, I have seen people drafting their writings in 3 paragraphs. I've seen writing in 4 paragraphs and 5 paragraphs. But what is the appropriate number? Anyone? What do you think is the appropriate number of paragraphs or as per the standard structure that should be there in your writing, IELTS writing, whether task one or task two? Anyone here? Quickly put it in the chat box, learners. I'm just waiting for your responses, and let's all be interactive so that I get to understand whether you have the correct knowledge beforehand or not. And I can assist you and help you with that. If you have queries, put them here in the chat box related to IELTS writing. I'll be more than happy to help you with that too. Okay. So, how many paragraphs should be there in a standard structure? Anyone? No? Learners, the defined number of paragraphs will be 4. 4 paragraphs have to be there in a standard IELTS writing structure. Okay. When it comes to your task one, okay, when we talk of report writing, okay, when we come to that, it's introduction. Okay, you have your introduction. You also have your overview paragraph there where you put the key features. Now, that's another segment where people do not know what to put in, okay, which we'll talk about in the next step. So overview, then you have body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. That's 4 paragraphs in total. Similarly, when it comes to your task 2, that's your essay writing. There we have again 4 paragraphs: introduction, body para 1, body para 2, and your conclusion. Now, please keep this in mind that conclusion does not follow in task 1. That's your report writing. Okay, do not. When it comes to the general GT training, okay, there when you draft your letters, you have to ensure there are 5 parts, but there you write 3 paragraphs. But in GT, that's a letter writing, number of paragraphs are not that fixed. Okay, 3, 4, that's it. That would be sufficient. That's first paragraph that you start with is your statement of purpose, that you mention the purpose in it. Then you give significant and sufficient details that the question is asking you for, and then you come up with summarizing or giving suggestion or requesting for something, some action to be taken. That's in your letter. Okay. These are the things that you're going, this is the standard structure that you have to follow for your writing. Learners, see, if you wish to enhance and improve your score, you have to ensure these 5 steps will be your checklist. If you put a tick that, okay, I understand the standard structure, I am abiding by it, well, yes, next step, then next step, that's what you're going to do, and that's how you're going to analyze your own writings. And I vouch for this, learners, if you follow these 5 steps, a lot of our students have been benefited, and you too will be. You too will be. If you need help, more help, let me know in the chat box. Do let me know if you have any queries right here. I'll help you even more and better. Okay. One, standard structure. What is number two? What is the step two here in these 5 steps that I'm talking about? Step two is filling in these paragraphs. Now I told you that you have these many paragraphs. That's your standard structure. Well, yes. Now, what's next? If you know your standard structure, once you've put a tick there on your checklist, next is to go to look for filling in these paragraphs. What goes in which paragraph? If you do not know what goes in which paragraph, again, you will be putting in wrong information in wrong order. And if things are not structured, if there's no clear progression in your writing, your coherence and cohesion is going to suffer. That parameter, coherence and cohesion. And a lot of people lose their scores because of structure, because of this cohesion, coherence, that is connectivity, not having clear progression in their writing. And if you believe that you are the one, you have to understand this step two right here, which is to understand what goes in which paragraph. Okay, that's the step two. Now, when it comes to, I have seen confusion in terms of overview paragraph in your report writing. So let me address that. If you have any other paragraph which you are confused with in your writing, you can let me know in the chat box. I will discuss it with you right here. Overview paragraph, when we talk about learners, overview, first of all, it doesn't need all your details. Okay, do not go with details, because details are a part of your body paragraph in report writing. Okay, but overview, the word itself suggests that we need a bird's eye view of the given picture or the diagram, chart, graph, whatever is given to us. We need a bird's eye view, the overall picture of that. And we extract 2 to 3 key features from it. Okay. So these key features, now how to read a bar chart, how to read a diagram or a map or a table or a line graph, this we've taught you in detail in other lessons also, and we train you in the classes too. But the idea here is, when you are structuring your overview, you don't have to pick all the features, but you have to pick 2, maximum 3 key features from your picture, diagram, chart given to you. And that's what you're going to write, but in words. Do not use numbers or numeric values. That is counted in details, and that will be a part of your body paragraphs. Okay, don't put it in the overview. Now, this is where students often lack. What do learners do? You all, or maybe your friends, you've come across their writings or so. You must have seen that in overview, or if you are not aware, let me tell you that a lot of people come at this era. They tend to put in these numeric values, the key features, that they don't count the numeric values. It should be in words, yes, the details, but not using the specifications. You're not going to use the details. Okay. Another problem comes in your essay writing. Intro paragraph. You know how important that is. You are kickstarting your essay with that paragraph. It has to be clear and crisp. When I say crisp, I mean it has to be terse. You have to be very much precise in terms of that draft. Okay. So precise as in, so intro has 2 parts. Your introduction for any essay type. There are 5 essay types in IELTS. For any essay type, your introduction has to have 2 parts. What are these 2 parts?